So our today's lecture is based on one relationship. So that relationship is deflection in helical spring. So deflection in helical spring is considered by deflection of spring as the load applied on any spring. Consider this is the spring. Okay. On this spring, the load is axially applied over here. Then obviously there will be deflection. So consider here a single point. This is the amount of deflection that can be possible, and it is denoted by delta. The angle of deflection is here as a theta. Okay. So if I take enlarged view, of this deflection, now the spring can be deflect here as a delta. The angle of deflection is theta here. The portion is the radius of the spring, so it is d by 2. Now with this relationship, we can have very simple triangle. So that this triangle that can be equal to delta divided by d by 2. Deflection can be relate with the angle of twist. Okay, so angle of deflection or angle of twist of the wire, angle of deflection of the wire because of the load W, that can be relate like this. For small angle of theta, tan of angle, generally we consider it as a theta. So theta equal to delta deflection divided by d by 2. So this is the relationship. Or we can say that the deflection delta equals to, now we can take like this, theta into d by 2. Okay, so this is relationship between delta and theta. Now the angle of deflection that is going to relate with our angle of deflection of shaft also. In our shaft chapter, we have a simple relationship, torque divided by modulus, torque divided by IP. IP is our polar moment of inertia. Equals to, we have that particular relationship like this, shear stress divided by R equals to G theta by L. So this is the common relationship that we have seen in our shaft. In this there is a theta, so that also angle of twist, and this angle of twist is similar to the angle of twist of this wire, because here in the spring the wire is get twisted with theta angle. So that means we can use this relation for relating our theta with torque. So from this relationship, we can say that theta equals to, if I put here everything, T into L divided by IP into G. Okay. So this is the relationship. In this, what is theta, what is T and everything that we'll put here. Now, for this relationship, theta is angle of deflection. Okay. Now, what is T? T is torque. How we can define torque? Torque equal to force multiplied by radius. So is the force multiplied by radius is d by 2. Okay. So torque to L. L is the length of that spring for one turn. For one turn, you can say pi into D is the length of one turn. Multiply with number of turns. So that becomes length of that particular spring. IP is area moment of inertia. Since it is having circular cross section. For the circular cross section, area moment of inertia is pi by 32 to the power of 4. And G is the modulus of rigidity. Modulus of rigidity. So this is the relationship. This is the relationship that we can get here. Now concentrate on this particular equation and we'll put this here. And by putting all this, we can get one more relationship. So let us put everything here in this relationship. So we have here delta equals to, instead of theta, I can put TL by IPG into D by 2. Okay. So here, now let us put all this torque and length here so that we can get the relationship. So delta equal to W into D by 2 into, now length is pi dn. Pi dn is the length, divided by pi by 32 d to the power of 4 multiply by g multiply by d by 2. So this is the relationship. In this relationship, this pi get cancelled. Okay. Again, here there is a d by 2, here there is a d by 2, here there is a 32. So we have to again rewrite this. So we'll rewrite this and we can get like this. So if I take this 32 in upward direction, then 32 divided by 2, it becomes 16. Again, it is divided by 2, so it becomes 8. So 32 finally becomes 8. Okay. Next to that, there is a W. Next here, there is a D and D. So it is D cube. Okay. Divided by D. Here there is a D to the power of 4. Multiply by G. Multiply by N number of turns. So this is the relationship. This is the final relationship that we are going to generally use as a deflection relationship for our spring. So here, this equation you must keep every time in mind as a final relationship for deflection of the spring. We can rewrite one more times this relationship. This relationship also we can put by very simple way. We know that the spring rate C is equal to d by d. The spring rate C equal to d by d. So we can rewrite this equation like this. Instead of this d cube and this d to the power of 4, we can keep this d to the cube here so that the relationship becomes like this. 8w c cube. C cube is nothing but d cube by d cube divided by only one d here multiply by g multiply. This particular deflection is important when we think about the spring stiffness or spring constant. So spring constant is generally W by delta. Okay, so if I put this W and delta here, then W get cancelled. So the K, the stiffness, that can be defined like this: G into D divided by 8 C cube into N. So this is the constant for a particular spring. This term is always constant. Okay, so this completes our different equations. So I think, is it not visible? Just I will rewrite here. So W divided by delta. So if you put everything here, then this becomes GD divided by 8 C cube N. That is important as a constant relationship for any type of our deflection of the spring. So with this, we have two important relationship. One is relation about the stresses and another is relation about the deflection. The stress relationship of the spring, that already we have noted in last class. So I'll write that and I will conclude this here. The stress relationship can be the shear stress equal to wall correction factor Kw 8 WD divided by pi d cube. So this is the relationship of our stresses. So this much amount of these are the different relationships that are important in our helical spring design. So by using this relationship, we can design the number of turns and everything in our spring. Okay.